Hi guys, so I really wanted to talk today about something that was quite important and really had a big impact on my life, and that was when I was diagnosed with costochondritis and Tietze Syndrome. This was it was just before I finished uni. I was going through a really stressful period. I was doing two final major projects, lots of essays. I was going through a few anxiety issues as well, and I wasn't really sure where I was going after uni. I kind of thought, I need a job, I need a new home, I don't have any money, I'm in a lot of debt because of university, and I was stressed a lot of the time. Eventually, you have these pains sometimes that you just kind of ignore and you don't really notice them properly, and I realised that I had a bit of a pushing pain just here in my chest, and I kept an eye on it over the next couple of days, and it just got worse and worse. And eventually I thought, there is something wrong. This is my chest. It's got a lot of vital organs in it. I do not know what's going on. So, like the idiot I am, I googled it. What does this mean? What is this pain? And of course what it came up was heart attack, heart disease, call an ambulance, get to hospital. And I was freaking out, and I thought, I need to do something about this, because this could be a serious problem if I don't get it sorted. So I made an emergency doctor's appointment and made my way down to the doctors, and was diagnosed with a condition called costochondritis. It's an illness where your cartilage in between your rib cage inflames, and it can be quite painful, but it's nothing serious, it's nothing dangerous, and sadly there is no way to treat it or know why it came up, or there's a lot that's just not known about this condition. And so I went home feeling a little bit more comfortable that it wasn't something to do with my heart, and it was just a pain. And I thought, this is good. And I googled it, and people were saying, oh yeah, I had it for a couple of weeks or a month, and now it's gone. And I was thinking, oh great. So nothing to worry about. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. But sadly, that was not the case. My costochondritis went on and developed into Tietze Syndrome, which affects sort of lots of parts of your upper body, my back and my shoulders and my lower torso, and I was in quite a lot of pain. But that was a little bit further down the line. We'll try and do this chronologically. Yeah, I had this chest pain. It was bad, but I could still do things. I was just trying to get a bit of rest and waiting it out, taking some ibuprofen, some paracetamol, and just waiting it out. So I went back to live with my parents, and I was still under a lot of stress. I was getting a lot of headaches, and this pain was so much worse, and it was down in my lower ribs, and it felt like I was being crushed. And I spent a lot of time lying in bed. I put deep heat on, which really helped, but not enough. And I was trying to rest and I was trying to get better, but it just wasn't doing anything. Eventually I moved out of my parents and I moved into a flat with my brother, and this I've probably had it about a year at this point, on and off, a little bit of pain. But sadly, that wasn't the end of it, and it wasn't even the worst bit of it. It hit me really fast. And I remember I was out at the supermarket with my boyfriend doing a bit of shopping for the flat, food shopping, and I just kind of broke down. I was like, I need to be at home. I'm in a lot of pain, not just in my chest, but in my upper back and my shoulders. And it's embarrassing to cry in a supermarket, but I was, and I didn't know what to do. So I went home, took a hot bath, that didn't help, took some painkillers, that didn't help, put some deep heat on, that didn't help, nothing helped. I just had to lie down. Lying down did not help. If I lay on my back, then my chest hurt. If I lay on my side, then my back and my shoulders hurt. If I lay on my front, then my chest hurt. There is no way to lay down without being in horrible pain. And I'd go to the doctor. I'd been to the doctors so many times, and they always say the same thing. They're like, well, take some ibuprofen to help reduce the inflammation. You know, I got on with life. I went for some x-rays at the hospital, and they said that nothing was abnormal. It was just this Tietze Syndrome. I just had to keep going. And to be told that, you know, this is just the pain condition that you have and that you're living with, and there's nothing we can do, and you can't, there's nothing you can do. You have to go to work, you have to pay your bills. I would say that I suffered on and off with costochondritis for about 3.5 years. So the 2 weeks, the 2 months, the 4 months, that wasn't me. I was 3.5 years. But the things that really got me through it were kids' TV and games where you can fish. Because that's all I could get my head around. I would just lie there watching Waverloo on the TV and just try and chill out and put some deep heat on and take some painkillers and just try and focus on this simple little monkeys go woo, and, you know, games where you just like press button and then it goes sploosh and then you reel the line in and you get a fish. It got so bad that I couldn't even eat. Like when I ate, I got cramps, like a big wave of cramps that went right the way up my chest. So I lost a lot of weight as well. One thing that you will know if you have suffered from an illness that is invisible is that people do not understand, and they do not try to understand. You know, the amount of times that I had people say, change your diet, start eating healthy, go to the gym, do some yoga. And I'm like, I know that these things do help in certain cases, but not in mine. I could barely stand. I could barely stand up off the sofa. My mum used to say to me, and I have nothing against my mum, I love my mum, and I know that she was only trying to help, and I remember her saying to me, Eleanor, go outside, the sun's out, get some fresh air, go for a little walk, you'll feel so much better when you get home. And I remember thinking, no, I would love it if that was the case, if I could just go for a walk in the sunshine and feel magically better. But I can't get out of the flat, I can't go down the stairs, never mind up the stairs, never mind a walk in between going down and up the stairs. But yeah, anyone going through the same thing, you are not the only person going through this. You may feel like, why me? Why does this have to happen to me? But why not you? Why not me? Maybe I'm quite a strong person, I can deal with a lot. Maybe that's why it happens to me. Why should it happen to anybody else? You know, it's not ideal, but I dealt with it, and maybe I've become a stronger person because of it. But anyone else who's recently got the costochondritis diagnosis, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. In a week's time, you could be outside running around. You could be in bed, not able to get up. I don't know, I can't tell you that things are going to get better immediately, but they will get better eventually. All that I can advise is, you know, keep up with anti-inflammatories such as ibuprofen. Deep heat spray is so bad, it's horrible, it's really horrible. It smells so bad and the smell will not leave you, it will be burning inside your nose. And if you get it on your hands and your arms, then you'll get little red blobs. Just the most important thing is to keep your chin up, and if you need help, go to the doctors and demand the help. You don't go to the doctors once and get a diagnosis. You go twice, you go 3 times, you go 4 times. You go as many times as it takes before they say, okay, well, we'll get you x-rayed. Anyone go through a similar thing, you know, you just have to get through it. You have to. You don't have a choice. There is a better day waiting for you, a day when you don't have to worry about these things, or a day when these things are manageable and, you know, you can deal with it and you've learned to deal with it. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to live with these things, and that's just the way it is. So don't worry. It's normal, it's fine. And good luck. I'll see you all later.